You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show.
Hey guys, what's up? Bing is for doing, and we are here doing our season finale after show for America's Got Talent. Woo! I am Kaori Takee, and joining me in pink are the lovely two fellas over there. We've got Daniel Weiss.
Hello, everyone out there.
And next to him is the lovely as well, Kevin John.
Swagged out. This is our theme song. Here come the men in pink. They're talking America's Got Talent. Okay, I thought it was cool in my head.
You guys do look good in pink, better than I do, so props. And
Hey,
it was your
Cameron
idea.
can do it.
Or your idea. Someone's
It's
idea.
my idea.
Okay, your idea. I told them to dress in Japanese attire, but they weren't going for it. That was the one text message they would ignore, but that's okay.
Japanese
That's
people
okay.
wear pink.
Yes, but you know.
She
what
was talking about the cultural outfits, like, you know.
I mean. Like what, Kevin?
Like, you know, the robes and
What are they called, Kevin?
What are
What
the
are they
robes
called?
called, Kevin?
they're called senseis. And
What?
they're called
Yes, they are. No, yes, they are.
Well, guys, I did promise Dan Yo earlier this season
Yo.
some cupcakes because I lost in a very, very trivial thing about what season did Jackie Evanko lose, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I lost. So we have cupcakes, we have strawberry vanilla, we have Oreos, and we have Simply Vanilla, and we have Dulce de Leche.
Wow.
You guys pick and enjoy while we speak about this final.
I think all the viewers right now, their mouths are watering looking at these.
Well, come get them. They're here.
All right,
taking
guys.
another
So let's talk about
Had to
these.
get the black one, huh? Yeah.
I like mine vanilla.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Simply vanilla?
So I do actually like the Simply Vanilla. If I had the option, I would choose Simply Vanilla. But
Oh.
You do have the option. Let's get into the show!
yes, let's talk about this show because the final six, we had Kenichi, we had Jimmy Rose,
Yes.
Taylor Williamson, Forte, Cammy,
Yes.
and then
The dude, the magician that did not belong.
Collins Key.
Cat.
See, I disagree with you with that. I think Collins Key did really well, and I really liked seeing his act, which was different. You think about it, we had 3 singers and then 3 miscellaneous.
Okay, but let me say this. Another miscellaneous that I thought was way more qualified to be there.
Is?
Excuse me.
Who?
Innovative.
If you're going to say innovative force, get out.
No, not Innovative Force. And I just totally forgot their name. Gosh, they did the silhouettes when they would dance and do the
Catapult.
Catapult. Thank you. Just the fact that I forgot their name does not
I love them so
no way
much.
represent how great they are. Catapult by far deserved to be in the top 6. What they did was creative. It was innovative. That's why I wanted to say innovative. And it was something we've never seen before. And it was Cirque du Soleil, and you could so see a show of that for 45 minutes. Not the freaking...
Cirque du Soleil?
The guy looked like... He looked like a One Direction member doing magic. Who wants to watch that for 45 minutes other than tweens?
I do.
A billion
I'm not
girls.
a tween. Would you want to watch that? I would. I mean, I go to Vegas and I oftentimes opt for the magic show. I really do.
I
Agree with Kevin.
I do want to see him, and I don't. I agree with both of you because here's the thing: I thought that he's a great technical magician. So I wanted to keep seeing his tricks. But if you blow it out to an hour show, I don't think he can carry it because half of that hour is going to just be wasted on. Okay, so I have this envelope, okay? So hold this envelope. You're going to hold that envelope there. Do you have the envelope? Do you have the envelope? So the envelope is there. All right, I'm going to take the envelope. Remember that envelope that's
Yeah, he
there.
does take quite some time.
I have this card.
But look, he's 17 years old. I think he's going to fine-tune his magic tricks eventually.
I think he could come back maybe next year or another year or do it on the road and hone his stage presence.
If you are a finalist, can you technically come back?
Well, come back in general.
Well, the thing that...
Not in AGT, but...
Yeah. No, the thing that you said that I kind of want to harp on is, you're right, he's 17. And I think for that alone, he should be applauded. You know, the fact that he's able to take a stage, command a stage that big and be able to perform is courageous. And, you know, I think that alone makes me, you know, give the guy credit. But I just don't feel he belonged in the top 6.
Okay, well, since we're on him, let's talk about him first. He placed... What did he place? 5th? Fifth. He placed 5th.
F-I-F.
And so there was 3 performances that they did. 2 of them counted for the final
1, 2, 3,
votes.
4, 5th.
First one, all of them did was their first performance revamped. Second one was another one, and the third one was with a special guest. Which one was your favorite of the night? I thought the Hoda and Kathy Lee one was really, it was good, but it was so awkward at the same time. And I think it was probably because of Hoda and Kathy Lee, but it was just interesting.
Yeah, Hoda and Kathy Lee there. It wasn't like that was a plug for NBC.
Right. And it was
No, not at all.
But, you know, I thought the trick was good. I mean, he got the page out of the book, put the serial number on it. I mean, it was impressive. It was brilliant. But as Daniel said, the first 30 minutes of his show was, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I have an envelope. I'm going to call up people, and then I'm going to have the envelope. So when I call the people up, because I have the envelope here, so that's kind of what turned me off initially. I think he kind of needs to get more to the trick and be more showmanship-like.
He just needs to cut the air out of it. If he came out and he said, Kathy Lee, I have this envelope. Place it under your butt. Thank you. Now, Hoda, I have your
Exactly.
butt. If you do this, or if he's telling jokes in between, that would be fine.
He has the same formula for every magic trick, too, as well, which is it's kind of tedious after a while. You're like, I get it. You're a mind reader.
I have this thing. I'm going to place something over here. I'm going to have you pick something, and then it's going to appear on this thing later.
He's just using a different scale for his tricks.
Yes. I thought that one was the best that he did of the 3. The one with Hoda and Kathy Lee, even though it was past their bedtimes.
You liked it better than the two judges making out? Well, not making out, but getting close to making out?
Yeah, whatever. I have the internet. But it's just, you know, that was okay. That was an okay trick. You know, he fused the cards together. They're already back to back. So all he did is have a special deck that like glues them together. That's all he did.
My question was, how did he do this particular trick?
Which one? There's 3.
Right. The Hoda Kathy Lee.
Exactly. That makes
It's
you think.
impressive. Yeah, I mean, but he's been. It's kind of the same. Like I just mentioned, it's the same formula.
Yes.
Right?
No, it's a good trick, but it is a lot of the same formula, and he didn't go on. So there you go. And I honestly thought that him being 5th was fine because I thought there were 3 to me that were in the bottom 3. Even though I knew one of them wasn't going to be in the bottom 3.
I think we all feel you. That was my biggest.
That was unanimous.
Yeah.
I thought Cammie, Jimmy, and Collins were interchangeable in the bottom 3. I liked them all except for Jimmy Rose. But I thought they're all good and they deserve to be there. But when you get Taylor and Forte and Kenichi, then I think that's your top 3. Whatever the way it is, whoever ends up winning, whoever ends up in what place, to me, that's the grouping. So I definitely was okay that he was 5.
Well, hands down, the top 3. That would be the same choice for me, and probably for you, Kevin. Right? No.
Forte, from what I remember, was not top 3.
What?
No, what we're saying, they weren't top. No, what we're saying is our thoughts.
Our thoughts, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To me, they're 1.
Yes.
Oh, Forte, to me they were top 2.
So let's
honesty.
talk about Forte because
that was
placed,
the disappointment of the night.
Know.
I can't either.
They were 4th place.
So disappointed with that.
And I thought they might take it. I thought it was going to be between him and Kenichi.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Forte and Kenichi easily.
Yes.
Easily.
And here's my thing. I watched it with my girlfriend, and I'm sorry, all you ladies out there, and some of you guys, I have a girlfriend. Kevin, it's okay. But we watched the finale together.
By the way, he found her on Craigslist. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's a couch.
Oh, gosh.
But we watched it together, and when Forte went out fourth, the whole audience was booing
Yeah.
that
Well, yeah.
decision. And
Exactly.
she said to me, "Why are they booing?" And I said, "Because everyone thought they were going to win."
Exactly.
And I know
to go
Kevin
out
was booing. He was texting us.
Oh, I
outraged.
was livid when I was so livid when I saw that. You know, because sometimes, like you said, some things can be interchangeable but Forte was not. Forte deserved to be top two, honestly, in my book, and I just couldn't believe it.
I know.
I felt appalled.
I don't
with
know
that. Mm-hmm.
if it's because America was like, we got to vote more for these people, and
Exactly.
Forte's in it for sure. I don't know, but
Or maybe it was a lot of people in middle America going, "I don't like that boring futzy music."
but they made opera good.
No, I agree. And like I've said, I'm not a big opera fan.
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed it in the past, but I'm not a big opera fan. I've never owned an opera album, but I will buy their album.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
hands down,
everyone
I'm
will buy
going
it.
to buy
I
their
would go to
album.
their concert.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And what did you guys think of their last three performances? Which one was your favorite? Which one was? I thought what was amazing was the one where they stood on stage and they had the audience behind them in lights. I think
That was cool.
visually
Yeah.
that was sick.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was the best part for me.
That was dope. I don't know. I mean, I like them. One of my favorites was the one where they all started off with the dark. They were all backstage. They weren't lit, and they came out.
Oh, that was my favorite, hands down. But I think we're saying,
Bless you.
of the three.
Bless
Bless
you.
you. But yes,
Maybe I'm
that
allergic
was-
to these cupcakes over here.
All right,
Who
then I'll
knows?
take them all.
Didn't say I couldn't eat them, but so anyways,
Well, they had.
thanks for just spitting all over them too.
You're welcome.
They had Josh Groban on their side. Their side.
I thought that was cool
Good.
and a good payoff to every week. When I was on Josh Groban's stage, when I saw him on
Yeah.
Josh Groban, that one time I performed with Josh Groban.
right.
Hey, did
Changed
you
my
know that I
life.
was on Josh Groban's concert? And that was my only thing that got a little annoying with there. And it's not them. I'm sure the producers kept
They're
saying,
just
"Tell us
so
about Josh Groban."
mean-
so that was cool that he performed with them.
And you got to also think of how amazing it is that they just met each other. You look like you're about to sneeze all over me. Sorry.
No, actually, that's just my defense mechanism against Daniel over here, who, for every reason, wants to get close into my microphone. So I'm anticipating it
contrast.
again.
All right. Sorry. I was just going to say the fact that they just met each other and they got together and made it to the finals when they barely knew each other's chemistry and how to work with each other. It's pretty much, it's amazing. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I thought that they were fantastic. The whole story, the whole ride, dropping, the one guy having to leave, and
The other guy being
everything about
better.
them was great. And them just being incredible. Mm-hmm. And for them to get fourth, whatever, it
That-
sucks. But at this point, it doesn't matter. They're going to get an album. They're going to tour. They'll get a show or whatever they want to do. They're going to be just fine.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
In which they never would have gotten what they're going to get had they not gotten on this show.
Yeah, no.
There's other people I could say, like Taylor, I think eventually could have been a headlining comedian.
He
if
still
the
will be,
No,
probably.
I think he will, but I'm saying if he never went on this show, he could totally make it on his own. I feel that Cammie Bradley could make it on her own. Jimmy Rose in his own world, in the country world, probably could. I don't think Kenichi or Forte could go where they're going to go without this. And I don't think that's because of them. I think it's just opera and classical aren't a wide genre. And same thing with whatever it is that Kenichi does.
And well, look at us, and now we're thinking we're definitely gonna go on iTunes and
Yes.
get their album. And what else can we
do
get?
on iTunes?
I'm trying to segue here. And what else can we get?
Pop-Lart.
We can go to iTunes.
Get Vanilla Ice's latest single.
You can get that too.
Is that out?
You
I
can
will.
get Serial Buddies.
Yes.
Yes, and that Cereal Buddies is also now in stores. You can go. Yeah, you can actually get a physical copy, which I like to do.
You can go to Target,
I'm old school like
Walmart, Fry's. Actually, I don't think they have it at Fry's.
Just look online.
Yeah,
There's a list
look it up.
as well. And also at iTunes, stop over and let us know what you thought about
Tell
this
us.
season, what you thought about us this season. Let us know.
Drop us a line.
Do you like the winner? Do you like the loser? Do you like the standings?
Do you
Keep
like
us
pina
posted.
coladas and getting caught in the rain?
All that stuff. Let us know anything. We love to talk. Thank you.
Mostly Kaori.
Well, actually, no. You're the gift of gabber here. I think
Yeah, it's true.
it's true. And I got you cupcakes, and you're not eating any. I'm very upset with you.
Okay, do you want me? Well, this is what I thought about that
Yes,
one.
that is what- that was-
Actually, anything that would
That-
distort your voice would be great for me,
That was
who
my
sits next to you.
attempt
So,
to,
yeah,
gift the gab, and.
exactly. Oh gosh.
All right. So guys,
I'm gonna tell your girlfriend.
we talked about
She knows my love for you.
In the bottom three we had we just had Forte, who was fourth, and then we had Collins Key, who was fifth, and sixth was Cammie Bradley.
I was a little shocked about her being sixth as well.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
I thought she was a really, really good singer, and I really liked her rendition of the Beatles' "I Want to Hold Your Hand," but I know her voice is unique, but at the same time, I feel like it's not unique. It's that same kind of hipstery genre, if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, you got to give her credit. The girl can play the piano too. She's not just a
Except for
singing.
when she doesn't.
Except for that one time when she didn't.
yeah, okay. That one blemish, okay? Every true artist has had that one lip sync moment or when they're supposed to be doing
That's
something.
not
The
true.
greats have done it. Cher lip sync sometimes. Celine Dion.
The Who?
Were you guys happy?
Whatever.
Right.
So anyways.
Chicago?
I love
Peter
Chicago.
Cetera has never lip synced on stage.
Yes, and neither has Milli Vanilli. All right, so anyways,
No, I believe they have.
going back to what I was saying, the fact that in a world, if you think of the
World.
thank you for the background there.
You're welcome.
Eat a cupcake, please. So,
Cupcake.
anyways, if you think about it, the music world now is just saturated with just a lot of auto-tune singers, just a lot of just superficial, nothing really of depth. And
Like B-O-T-T-Y?
That BWTY!
Is that
Prime
kind of-
example.
Right.
Prime example. B-O-O-T-Y. Even though I love to hear Cammie Bradley do a rendition of B-O-O-T-Y. So, Cammie, if you're listening, that's our request.
Well, yeah, no, she does really, really good renditions.
Can you hear me?
But yeah, I think the thing is, she's a true musician, and you don't see a lot of true musicians nowadays. You may just see someone that can sing in a studio and put a pop beat on the background and, will have success. That's what's hot. But I appreciate the fact that Cammie Bradley takes us back to the music.
I hear what you're saying.
And what's important. So
Right, it's like singer versus entertainer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. I think she's a great singer. And if you got rid of Forte, Taylor, and Kenichi, then, maybe what I'm saying is, like, if you had another six, if you got rid of everyone else except for her, then she could probably be on top. But you had some incredible acts in there with her.
Okay,
that
that's
were
like
better.
saying, all right, and Clippers, if you got rid of all 22 teams in the NBA, you could win a championship.
Exactly.
No.
That's
Clippers
exactly
can
what-
win,
It's
okay?
all
They
about-
can.
What I'm
The Clippers-
saying is, as
it's-
great of a singer as she is,
Yeah.
I felt everyone except for Jimmy Rose was better than her.
Why do you make that voice when you say Jimmy Rose, too?
Because I don't want Middle America to come and beat me up, and they can't hear when I talk like this.
Look, everyone has
what?
the right to their opinion. They want to hear you
No,
sing.
they're not.
Daniel, I think you secretly have Jimmy Rose on your screensaver at home.
I do not.
I do, and we're gonna
Well,
and we're gonna
I do,
bring that
just
to
not his
you.
music.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, Cammie Rose, I almost said. Who knows? I mean,
Maybe
Get
they
married one day.
right.
she's a good singer, but I am shocked that Jimmy Rose took the
Top 3.
I'm not.
over her.
How are you not? Because you're saying America loves country. That's what you're saying. So that's
Yes.
the only reason he.
Look.
He's third place, by the way.
Should I go back to somebody named Amarty Brown? Had the worst night of his life and went on the next week.
But he still had
The
that
worst
it
act of that
factor.
night. What it factor?
Man.
Well, my wife came to me one day, said, "You're a good singer," so she tricked me into coming here.
I just-
Well, That's the
Hey, Marty
story.
Brown had some spunk to him,
Okay,
man.
look, here's the thing about Jimmy Rose for me. Jimmy Rose was not charming. He didn't have much charisma. He didn't have much personality. His music, for me, wasn't that great. And I know I'm not a fan of country, but there are country songs that I can appreciate, and I didn't appreciate this stuff at all.
To me, he looked like the guy who comes on the bus and sits next to you, and you just look out the window the entire time, waiting for your stop to come up.
Have you been traumatized at some point in your life? Sounds like it.
Sounds like a personal experience.
That's why you're scared to say Jimmy Rose.
Don't say it 3 times; he'll appear.
Okay.
Jimmy Rose. Cole keeps the light on.
So he's not Candyman. But at any rate, another thing about Jimmy Rose that I want to say is that, and Heidi actually hit this dead on the doorknob, which is probably one of the only times I'll ever say that in regards to her. But
She's been pretty good, actually, recently.
Twice.
So she said twice. She said one thing to Taylor, because obviously her and Taylor have had their banter back and forth. But what she said to him, I think, is applicable to Jimmy. And she was like, Taylor, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of your comedy, I'm a big fan of you. I like you as a person. And I think Jimmy Rose, he may have had that same effect. People really like Jimmy Rose.
Why?
They liked him as a person. Maybe his music was okay.
That's my point. I don't even like, not that I don't like him, but there was nothing that I felt, I didn't feel any kind of attachment towards
Do you like
it.
country music?
Not generally, but
Okay,
sometimes.
then that's your detachment.
So
right
are
there.
you defending Jimmy Rose right now?
I am going to defend
So
him.
you're saying the third place was where you think he belongs?
No. I'm justifying why he made it. Oh, but by all means necessary. When I did my predictions, I didn't even predict him in the top 6.
Yeah,
But
right.
I'm just trying to make a justification on why Jimmy Rose got in the top 3, because America fell in love with him.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my Jimmy
Did you
Rose
just have a
impersonation.
stroke?
I did. I was
Again?
hyperventilating. So
Did any of you guys actually like his music? Because I'm
No.
saying I didn't. But
There's some country that I've listened to and I've been like, okay, this is all right. I just can't stand his country. I don't know why.
so
And I'm not saying his country by America.
was it because he sat
I'm
on a
saying
bus
his-
next to you and scared you? Is that?
Maybe. I don't, there's just something about the deep, like, about I work hard in the mill.
You might make it to top 3 in season 8 if you go in like that.
If I go in with a cowboy hat and some boots and I talk about how I was in the army and I saved a Republican child, then maybe I will. And I sing a song about I work hard at my 3 jobs,
Oh, dear.
even though I make $1 million and I
So-
do coke on the road and I cheat on my wife.
Kaori, what you don't see is there's something deep to this. What Daniel is
it,
experiencing.
Kevin? Let's go deep.
He's having emotional recall, and what happened was
I'm having total
Jimmy
recall.
Rose. He actually knows Jimmy Rose, and Jimmy Rose was the person who stole Daniel's first love from him. And you know how Jimmy Rose stole his first love?
Country.
These
By
stories.
singing to her through
These
country music.
stories. Wait,
So-
who did Jimmy Rose sing with, by the way?
Some guy.
D's someone.
D's no.
And then
That's what I was about to say.
No.
These-
And Cammy sang with Gavin DeGraw.
Oh, I thought that was her boyfriend or something.
No. He's pretty huge. He's a good singer too. All right, let's move on from Jimmy Rose and let's talk
Moving
about
on
the top 2. Taylor Williamson. Let's talk about him because, man, I was surprised to
was
see him
shocked.
up there.
Yeah.
But I was really happy to see him
I
up
was
there
and I
too.
wasn't. Here's the thing. Had it been last week that they announced that he's moving, that he's the top 2, I would have been happy but really surprised. But I think after his first performance on Tuesday night, when he had to redo his jokes, I think he won himself that place in the top 2. His promo package, and everyone was thinking the same thing, is I'm a comedian. How am I going to do something that I've already done? I tell jokes. I can't tell the same joke. And they kept talking about that. And so the thought
And he
is,
was funny saying it. But.
right. And that was really funny. So it's, what's he going to do? And then he...
Dirk Bentley, by the way. Okay, sorry. Go on.
What?
Dirk Bentley was who he sang with,
That's
not
not
D's.
a real thing.
Right, go on.
So
Jimmy Rose.
he was like, don't say it 2 more times. So he, tells some of his jokes and he has banter back and forth with Heidi. And then he says, producers, please Give me something. Forte had a choir. At least give me a choir. And then a choir arose
That was hilarious.
from the stage and sang the punchline to his dog joke, which I think was one of his funniest jokes. So he found a way to recycle his jokes and make it hilarious. And to me, that won him the spot in the top 2.
And he also keeps making jokes with Heidi Klum. What do you guys think of that? That's the only thing that I feel like he could have kind of done without.
No, my
his
favorite
bit.
joke of the night was the one when he was
seal?
about animals, and he was like, "Yeah, Heidi, you like seals or something." I
You
thought that was
married a
hilarious.
seal.
That was actually I think he got the biggest response from that joke too. So
Yeah, because he's the one who had the guts to do it. He just said
Right.
something else again to diss Heidi too.
No,
It's pretty funny.
That's his bit. It became apparent that him and Heidi had a back and forth, and so he exploited it. And what's funny, I heard him on the radio interviewed a week or so ago, and he said that was one of the hardest things because he wanted to come up with Heidi Klum jokes to banter back and forth with her and to have like jokes about her, but he can't go to nightclubs and practice that because he
Right.
would go and he'd say, "Who here's watching America's Got Talent, and who here knows Heidi Klum?" And nobody would raise their hand. And he'd go, "Well, I guess I can't do those jokes tonight."
yeah, yeah.
So that was even more difficult. He had to just write them and hope they landed.
Well, you see, that's something that's really awesome that actually Howie Mandel pointed out. He said, in the final 6, we've got a lot of singers going on, and, all they do is they go home and they practice singing a rendition of a song that they know, whereas you got Taylor and Kenichi who go back home and they have to get creative. They have to brainstorm. They have to think about how they're going to portray this and that. There's a lot more work put into it. So I'm really happy that these 2 came out because I feel like there's a creative aspect in there that's a lot stronger than the singers.
Well, it just kind of shows you that, as it truly shows you how comprehensive it is being a comedian or being, a dancer. What Kenichi, it shows you that the true aspect of entertainment. Because with singers, you're right. And I'm not trying to devalue the job that singers have. Obviously, they have a difficult job with to keep their vocal cords ready. But it just shows how creative a comedian or you have to be, because you can't go out and just do the same thing over and over. You have to change it up.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like Cammie could have been on The Voice, or she could have been on X Factor, or she could have been on America's Idol.
America's Got Idol.
America's Got Idol.
America's Idol.
Jimmy Rose, I don't think would have made it very far if he's on one of those shows.
Yeah.
Forte.
You said it twice now.
Well, I've said it a lot of times, Jimmy Rose.
Yes.
So.
Who keeps the lights on?
But
Great, he's here.
what's so nice about America's Got Talent platform is that they have place where people who won't that don't have a show for that specific talent, they can really showcase.
Correct.
Which I love.
Yes.
So let's talk about. Taylor Williamson would have had Last Comic Standing, but that's already gone, which is a shame because I loved that show.
Yeah, why?
It goes back and forth every now and then.
I
Who
loved
knows? It
that
might
show.
come. It was a great show. But
my thing is this. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to
Oh,
say,
that's polite of you.
Taylor could.
I'm wearing
yes,
pink.
Yeah.
Pink means polite.
Taylor could go on night shows, nighttime talk shows and different things and work that circuit. And yes, Cammie Bradley and Jimmy Rose can go on all those singing shows. Even Forte could go on The Voice, something like that. There are singing shows. But it's not like Kenichi's going to go on So You Think You Can Dance.
Right. No,
That's
it's
not
not.
really
It's a
gonna
very different-
fit. Although I'd like to see him there, and I think he would destroy.
He would kill anything with dance and movement.
I liked Taylor's Inside the Actors Studio kind of thing.
That
how
was
he flipped
great.
it. That was really cool.
What I was thinking, what can he do? It's not like you can have a comedian come up and they just do jokes together.
Right.
So having that whole thing
That was creative.
That was really cool. It was creative,
Yeah.
and it was really funny.
Yeah.
Now here's my question.
What's your question?
We brought up that you said that in the creepiest possible way too, Daniel.
You're welcome.
Eat a cupcake. So my question is, if we brought up NBC's Last Comic Standing, if Taylor was on Last Comic Standing with all the other comedians, do you think he still would have gotten top
Yes.
two? Or
I think possibly. I'm really shocked.
Depends.
What's the year that Amy Schumer didn't win? I'm surprised who won that. That year was the best year for me for last.
Was that the year Eliza had won or whatever her name?
No, it was another guy.
Elvira, whatever her name
No, it
is.
was some dude. But Lavelle Crawford was on that, and now he's on Breaking Bad. Oh, I loved Last Comic Standing. Loved it.
He would
anyway,
see to me. Last Comic Standing is more.
And Taylor could have won on that show.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. If you,
It's more political than this because when it came down to it, it was judges voting instead of audience, except for the final,
yeah.
like when people would get voted down to the two. And I think, that was a little more political. They even had an episode. I know we're not talking about Last Comic Standing, but they had like weird stuff going on.
I was about to say, that's another show.
But yeah, I mean.
But what I'm saying is with this, it's America voting, so you can't blame it on the judges. You can just say that they went through on their talent. And so for Taylor to get through as a comedian just shows that people think he's talented, period. He's really funny. And as he keeps saying, he is now the funniest comedian in America.
And I also think it helps that he's actually
Kevin Hart, did you hear that?
He's very active on social networks. He's very, very active on Twitter as well, which helps him out. People feel connected to him, so that's really good. But our winner of season 7.
Was anyone shocked at this, first of all?
Yes and no. Japan's Got Talent!
I wasn't...
Kenichi Ebina.
Arigato America!
The $1 million and headline
And by the way,
Vegas.
did you see the thing at the very end?
The fine
during
print.
The credits?
Yes, I read that.
He won
what,
the $1 million
40 years?
payable out over 40 years.
40 years. Go ahead.
I was just thinking as well when that came up. Man, the dollar kind of sucks versus the yen, so he's might lose some money when they have to currency exchange.
And another thing is, I read something that if they choose not to get the $40,
they get like half.
Or 40, the 40 years, you can get a half, or no, not even that, like 300,000. And then taxes will be taken out of the 300,000.
Why would you want $1 million? I think, I think that the idea of it being paid out in a 40-year span, I think that's okay, because if you're given
that's retirement right there.
Do you lottery winners actually? A lot of them have this curse, like they don't know what to do with all their money, and then they go crazy and they go bankrupt.
But the lottery is the same thing. It's payable about I think 20 years, or you get half. Here's the thing though that's different with this is yes, the $1 million is in 40 years, which is ridiculous, but whatever. He's going to get paid for his show, for his Vegas show. I'm sure he's going to get paid for the AGT tour. He's going to make a lot of money. And same thing like with Taylor, where the $40 million over, or $1 million over 40 years, it's spread out and whatever if he won, and even that he didn't win, he's going to get more than that if he does a sitcom that lasts a couple years.
Or Jimmy Rose. Jimmy Rose, say he would have won. Jimmy Rose is going to make so much money off his country music and his albums and stuff.
I will
because somebody
you don't want to get
we'll see if Jimmy Rose makes it anywhere. But let's talk about Kenichi, because I mean,
beast.
This is so fascinating for me because he's a one-man crew. And he's dancing. He's to the point where he makes, holograms of himself dancing, and he dances with him. There's so much precision involved with Kenichi. There's so much choreography. There's so much work. I feel like this man puts no sleep in his time, and it's just he deserves it.
And let's really break this down.
Okay, let's go.
Break it down. Break it down.
Done this on top of the fact that he's dancing live and puts choreography into that. So you take away the videos, and it's just him dancing. The amount of choreography and work to get it perfect is insane, especially when he has to do it in a week or so, is crazy. Now let's add the fact that he's shooting these videos with costumes and different personalities. And if you look at a production, if you look at even making a web series, it takes time.
A lot of time.
And for him to do these characters, and he has to shoot each one individually, and then he has to do the perfect choreography with each of them.
Timing.
And then edit it together, and then have the whole thing.
Well,
it's incredible.
I don't think he edits all that by himself. I'm
sure he does.
I'm sure he has a little bit of help.
I can't believe that Mel B didn't stand up for him. I was shocked. She was the only one that just stood up for him in one of those acts.
Well, she's a jerk.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say she's a jerk.
It wasn't what she really, really wants.
Man.
Wow.
I'm going to eat this cupcake.
Eat it.
Yeah. You know, I honestly think that Kenichi, when you think America's Got Talent, and just a show of this magnitude to find the most talented person in America, even though ironic he's not from America, but Kenichi embodies that. Kenichi is America's Got Talent. Somebody that exemplifies talent at its greatest extent. Like, I mean, what would you even explain what he does? If someone says, what is he, a dancer? Is he a...
He says he does dance-ish. And I remember when I saw that on his audition, I was very skeptical, but that's probably the best way I can explain it as well. It's dance-ish.
And look, the fact that he may not be from America, he's in America now. He was able to come to this platform and do it. And he's going to be here in America touring and his show and all that. And I don't know the politics and the back stuff, but I'm sure he at least needs to have a work visa already.
I can't
to be
imagine
on the show.
how good
so I'm
he'd be live.
Sure. Oh my gosh. Well, when NBC hooks us up with free tickets to America's Got Talent tour, we can do a podcast and let you all know and then promote for them. Just letting you know,
Yeah,
NBC.
we can.
Plug. Yeah. But yeah, Kenichi, man, he honestly, he's one of the greatest acts I've ever seen.
Were you guys surprised?
Absolutely
I agree
not.
with you there. Yeah.
No.
Greatest act I've ever seen.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Look, this, in my mind, it was coming down to Kenichi and Forte.
Forte, yeah.
And as much
Me
as
too.
I love
Me
Forte,
too.
as much as I love Forte,
Kenichi had the
Kenichi
edge.
had the edge. And
Why? Because of everything we described, or is it because
here's
14
the
were
thing.
singers? What was
They
it?
got better, and then they plateaued for me. It's still great, but when you have singers and when you have albums, when you have whoever you like puts out albums, some of their albums at a certain point might not get any better. That doesn't mean they're not good. You might like them the same, and they're still great. I love Forte, but after the Unchained Melody, is that what the song's called?
Unchained Melody, yeah.
Yeah. After that, everything else was at the same level. I loved them, but there was no stepping it up because you can't really from there. I thought the way they did that was perfection.
Kind of a good point.
For them. And I'm not putting them against them. It's tough. And they were still incredible every time. Incredible. But Kenichi stepped it up and he went different places. And I will say this, I thought of this last week and we never mentioned this. Almost all of the acts that we call precision, the dance acts, the danger acts, almost all of them, if not all of them, at one point had a little misstep. A little bit that you're like, I think they messed up a little bit, but it's okay. And that's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Kenichi, not once did you say, I don't think that was supposed to happen. Oh, he kind of fumbled.
I did a little bit.
I did see a little
you're
slip
lying.
one
No.
time.
You're saying-
I over here.
Yes,
Eye over here.
yes.
saying it to prove a
Me
point.
and Corey saw that.
Yes.
There was a slip one time, but
No.
A couple times.
yeah, a
meant
couple
to
of
happen.
times.
But
Yeah.
we made it acceptable because he's
But
more
bottom
impressive
line-
overall.
And he's
Bottom
by
line,
himself.
He's
Yeah.
By himself,
incredible.
yeah.
And also, and I said this while I was watching it, and it's true. He has the most to gain from winning, and I think America gets that. We kind of touched on this, but to just completely put it out there, Forte, Jimmy Rose, Cammie Bradley are all going to get albums, and they're all going to go and tour with them and sing. Collins Key can do a magic
He's got
show.
some growing
wherever.
up magic show. Yeah.
He'll be hired for a lot of bar mitzvah
Laughlin.
magic
No,
shows.
but he has a lot of magic shows that he can wherever, and
Bar
and
do
Taylor
quinceañeras.
Williamson is going to tour as a comedian, as a headliner. He's going to get a show or a movie or something. He is going to live off of this. But Kenichi,
What is he
he's
really?
a Vegas show.
Yeah.
And not to put anything against him, it's just a genre that isn't wide out there and isn't open for that much to do. He's not going to get a TV show doing it. He can only
Yeah,
tour
this was
for
kind of
so
like his
long if he did
only
it.
Yeah.
hope
He
in a way.
needs a broad Vegas show, And I think they proved tonight, or last night when he performed with Il Divo, is you get a singer up there, you get a band.
Yeah, no, for
as
sure.
part
He
of
can
it.
definitely
So he
embellish his
can-
thing.
Yes. So I think he is the one that has the most to gain from getting this Broadway, this
like,
Vegas show.
And I like that idea, and that's very true, and that's why it's really good that he won, and he deserved
Yes.
it. I also read in the past that he actually did some choreography for people in the past, so he's also just a choreographer for other
Right,
people.
and
So
he can do
he's got a lot
choreography,
going
but
on.
stuff for in front. The choreography that he did, I'm sure, is for singers and other stuff. He's not a singer. He doesn't have something to go with his dance.
I want him to teach me how to fall back and go back up like he does.
Yeah, you have to have a special spine for that. All right.
It's called a jelly spine.
Can I get a jelly spine? I want a jelly spine.
Yeah.
Men would like that. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, good night.
And you know what?
Yes.
You know what men also would like?
What?
That BOOTY.
Oh, gosh. Well, guys,
I will say this again, just to drive my point home. I have two things to say real quick.
go.
One is, tell them that Chief Rocco was voted up twice.
They would never have made it to the top
Voted
6
up.
anyway.
They would not have
or
made it to the top
12.
6.
Correct.
It don't matter.
Correct. But guess what? They are touring with the AGT tour. So
Because
they did
people
something
like
right.
you.
Exactly.
People like you.
Let me ask you
people.
something. Would you
Yes,
want
sir.
your daughter or son walking around singing that song?
If I heard my daughter or son walking around singing that song, I would say, "Who are you? I don't remember having you. What is going on and where'd my life go?"
Insanity right there.
I don't have a daughter or son, Kevin. If I did, I'd be so proud of them if they're walking around singing that song.
No,
Here's
you
the
wouldn't.
other thing I was going to say.
What's the other one? Second. Go.
Kenichi won tonight. We all know that. He won $1
he
million
really?
and he won.
He won last night.
Last night. And he won a Broadway show. He was number one over everybody else. And
Yes.
on his third to last performance on
Okay.
Tuesday night,
Third to
what
last.
did
Okay.
he do? When he redid his original one. What did he
God.
have? What did he have? Everybody?
Lasers.
Lasers! I called it from the beginning.
He's been obsessed with lasers.
said
I
it.
see.
Lasers will get you a win. And he did it. Good night, everybody.
I think his talent got him the win, and lasers were just a small contribution to that. But while you're over here reenacting Star Wars,
Is there anything else about this season finale that you guys want to mention? By the way, if you guys have talent, America's Got Talent is starting their auditions next month.
I think we should all go on.
yeah. What are we going to do? What's our act going to be?
We can be hosting talent.
So we're going to take Nick Cannon's spot?
2 clowns and a
Yes.
girl. 2 clowns and a girl. How about that? All right, guys.
How about Ebony, Ivory, and
Yellow? Yellow?
Yellow, yeah.
Yellow.
It's okay. You got scared.
We're like
I can
a-
handle it.
We're a chocolate-covered Twinkie.
I'm like a banana.
Yellow on the outside, white on the
No.
inside.
I'm yellow on the inside, too.
So
So I'm like a...
you're a dyed banana? You like a banana peel on a banana
What's a
peel?
yellow... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't turn brown, though.
You're like a pumpkin
I don't know what's
that's
going on.
yellow.
I don't like this anymore. This racism
Thank
is
you.
killing me.
All right, guys. Next season, we will see you. In the
Yes.
meantime, guys, we all
Not
have
only
after
see,
shows going on.
but
You can
hear.
guys catch us in LA. Where can we find you?
You can find me at my house. You can also find me on Facebook at Doctor Who Live. You can also find me on Twitter. Just kidding.
I'm gonna make you a Twitter. Go.
You can find me on Twitter at HeyKevinJohn, Facebook Kevin John Peters, Instagram at HeyKevinJohn, or you can find me on Daniel's couch.
Yes.
His girlfriend from Craigslist.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
Because I love laying on her.
And you can find me on other after shows. Bye, guys. And you can find me at KAORIOUS, Kaorius. And right now I'm playing GTA 5, so you can catch me on the PlayStation Network
yeah, me
for
too,
the
on Xbox.
same screen names. All right.
And I'll take
We will catch you guys next
with
season.
me the memory.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
I love you guys. Woo!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.